Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Future Dimensions 360. As you guys know, in our last tutorial, we had talked about portals. What are portals, how we can create portals, and why it is necessary to learn portal with React.js. In our current tutorial, we will be talking about error boundaries. Error boundaries consist of two basic lifecycle methods. One of them is static get derived state from error that takes error as a parameter, and the other one is componentDidCatch. The other one will take two parameters as an input. One of them is error and another one is info. We had talked about all the lifecycle methods in detail at the beginning of this tutorial series. If you guys want to know about lifecycle method, I will highly recommend you to see the videos related to lifecycle methods of React.js. So currently in today's tutorial, we will be learning these two lifecycle methods that help us to create error boundary. What is error boundary? Error boundary is actually a state in which any of the React.js component will throw an error. We have to catch that state or that error and shows a specific or fallback UI. So what is error boundary? A class component that implements either one or both of the lifecycle methods get derived state from error or componentDidCatch becomes an error boundary. The static method get derived state is normally used to render a fallback UI, but the method componentDidCatch that actually takes two parameters as an input, one is error and the other one is info, is used to log the information. So let us go ahead and try to create an error boundary in our code. We have a code available here. This is our same project in which we are learning our React.js, and this here it's running. Let me go ahead and try to create a new component called hero.js RFC React functional component. Inside this functional component, I will say create h1 tag, and in the h1 tag say hero name. And this hero name I will pass using props from my parent component. What I'll do here is I'll pass an hero, and what is the hero? I will say hero name, and the hero name is Spider-Man. Yeah, that's it. This is a component created that takes a hero name as an input and display the hero name in h1 tag. What I want here is I want to throw an error. How can I throw an error? I'll say if a hero name double equals to Joker. If the Joker is passed, throw a new error, throw new error, and what you have to throw in the error? Joker is not a hero. This is what I want. Whenever someone passes Joker in the hero name props, my component should throw an error. Let me go ahead and try to create another component, or try in my application. I'll say it's Superman. So now I have two heroes, Spider-Man and Superman. I'll create another one called Joker. Once I'll create Joker, as you guys can see, my application broke. And my application breaks and it's saying an error that Joker is not a hero. What I want here is I want this condition or this specific state or this condition to be controlled with the help of UI. I don't with the help of error boundary. I don't want my users or the or user interface, the one whoever is interacting with user interface will not see this kind of errors in front of him. Instead of this, I want to show here something called something went wrong. So what I have to do here is, for creating an error boundary, I have to create a component. I'll create a component named as error boundary.js. Inside this RCE React class component, and I will create a normal method return that will say something went wrong. Something went wrong. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, that's it. Change this div to h1. So I want this UI to be appear in my front end whenever any kind of error occurs. So what I have to do here is I have to import a static method called getDerivedState from error. Inside it, I'll take error as an input, as a parameter, and I will return what I have to return. I have to return a state. This methods, when you implement this method, it will help you to return any kind of variable in the state in case of any error. So it will directly return a state object. Let me create a state as well. Inside that one, I will say has error, and in the beginning I will keep the error as false. When the error will become true, as soon as this method will be called, I want the object to return has error true. So my error state will be true. Once the error state will be true, I'll say this dot state dot has error. Once it's true, show this UI. Otherwise, what you have to show is, it should be else. Otherwise, show this dot props dot children. Otherwise, normal children should be shown. What are the children? Those are all the children that will come under the error boundary component. What I will do is I'll import this error boundary component, and whatever the components I want to have error boundary, or whatever the components I want to know that if there is any error in these components, please show me the fallback UI. I'll have to put those components inside the error boundary components as a children. Let me go ahead to my front end. You can see like still error boundary is showing me error. An expected error, error boundary.js line number 24, error this dot props dot children, children children. This dot expected an assignment or function call instead of very sorry, I have to call return. So you guys can see that I'm seeing an error. Joker is not a hero. Why I'm seeing this error actually is because in the development phase, React will not allow you to go on without overlay of errors. Any kind of error is appearing in the development mode, you will see it on the screen. Once you will go here and hit cross button, you will see your fallback UI, something went wrong. Let me show you how you can get rid of this. You have to go to my terminal. I will say terminal. This was my terminal. Let me make it a little bit up. Here is my hello. This is my function. Let me break my application and I'll say sudo npm run build. This is the command to build the project for production phase or for the customer. So I'll just try to build my project. My project is built successfully. I'll just call this sudo serve -s build and see my build is running. Now if I will try to reload my browser, I will not be able to see any kind of error because it's in production mode. So see, if any component is throwing error, which component is throwing error? If I'll do inspect element, I'll go to console. I will see that Joker is not a function. I'm getting an error when I'm passing Joker as a parameter. Here in my app component, I'm passing Joker as a parameter to hero. So in this area I'm getting error and my fallback UI is appearing directly. So this is how you can implement error boundaries. Let me break the application and come again to the development mode to show you guys in better way. Okay, now you can see the errors are logging in the consoles, and I am able to see my fallback UI. What I want here is, for example, if I have an e-commerce application, I have more than 1,000 products. Is it good to go on in this scenario that if one product card have error or one product have error, don't show 1,000 products? Really, it's not a good idea. So in that type of scenarios, what you have to do is you have to know where you should add the UI, either error boundary, either to the whole component or to the parent component or to the app component or to the product component only. So likewise now I don't want this error boundary to break my Spider-Man or Superman component. I just want it to break one component where my error is, that is Joker. So let me try here. I will try here. You guys can see. I'll hit save. I'll go. I'll try to reload. And you guys can see I'm receiving error down for sure. And see, Spider-Man didn't break. Superman didn't break. Only Joker breaks. And I got an error in the Joker only. So this is our first method that helps us allows us to make a state that will help us to return true or false in case of errors, and we can either return a fallback UI or a children. So other than that, there is another method we had learned, that is componentDidCatch, that will take error and info, two parameters as an input, two variables as a parameter. And what we can do currently here is we can log both of them. This actually helps us to logs an error, and if in case of any loggers like Morgan you are using or any else, lot of errors are there, error loggers are there. You are using any kind of logger, so you can log the statements here for better understanding of any error or your application breaks when and how. So as you guys see my component error boundary in line number 20 logging some error. Line number 20, what it's saying, your component breaks where in line number 30 bundle.js. All the detail is available here. If you guys can see, you can see and read it in detail, and your error is directly, that is info. Down line number 19 is logging an error, Joker is not a hero. So this component will helps you to, so componentDidCatch will helps you to catch the error and the info, what error has occurred and what is the info, and you can log them in some file or anywhere wherever you want. So let me go ahead and try to summarize what we have learned today. Error boundary. Error boundaries are the ReactJS components that catch JavaScript error in the children component tree and log those errors and display a fallback UI. A class component will become an error boundary if we define either or both of get derived state from error or componentDidCatch lifecycle methods. The placement of error boundaries also matters, as it controls if the entire app should show the fallback UI or just the component causing the problem. Error boundary actually provide us a graceful way to handle errors in an application code. I hope you guys understand today's tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. See you soon inshallah in next video. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.